to say.
So it was a fun night, raised $9 million for charity. I was there. I've been to every Al Smith dinner, I think, except one since 2007. And it really is for a good cause. So here's the question. Did the vice president make a really big mistake by not being there? Let's ask Father Leo Padalinghug. He is the founder of platinggrace.com. He's out of Baltimore. And John Yep, the CEO of Catholics for Catholics. So, Father, let me ask you, Trump and Harris, they're in a really tight race, right? The former president understands the importance of that dinner and made time to be there. Was this a real unforced error, kind of a big snub to Catholics by Kamala Harris?
I don't think she's going to want to say it's a snub to Catholics, but it was certainly perceived that way simply because it's not only a great tradition, it also is a great campaign opportunity because it gives people a chance to see her as a normal person, willing to eat with someone with whom she disagrees, and also someone who can actually take a little bit of roasting and self-deprecating humor. And it will show that she's a human and a humorous person, and not just simply someone who is so scripted as we have seen in the past several months of her campaign.
Yeah, and that room, it's a very mixed crowd. It's Republicans, it's Democrats, obviously big donors. $5,000 a ticket was the cheapest. So they're there for a cause. And it wasn't a pro-Trump crowd, although they were very, not kind to him, and probably half the room was for him. But I thought it was a very big missed opportunity for her. And, John, Trump leads Harris among Catholic voters nationally by about 5 points, up or down a little bit. But Catholics do play an important role in a lot of the battleground states, right? Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Arizona. You think about the number of Catholics there, and they could make or break the election.
Absolutely, Rob. That's what we're seeing here on the front lines. We're chasing 2.2 million Catholic voters in swing states. And that's exactly what we're seeing in our own internal polls, if you will, that Catholics are just fed up. They can smell a lie from a mile away. We were with President Trump on a private conversation a few weeks ago, and he said something very interesting. He said, look, the Catholic vote, it's a hard one to get. You have to really work at it. And he's right about that. Catholics are smart. We see what the Biden-Harris administration is doing. You're imprisoning pro-lifers. You're opening the border. What you're going to do. We get it. We understand it. And we're waking up. And the response is powerful on the front lines.
No, it's very true. Catholics do not vote as a block. They just don't. They're all over the place. And you do have to work it. But it's there for him to win. And he is winning it. And if he increases his lead and ultimately the amount of votes he gets from Catholics, it's probably a win for him. Kamala Harris has been seen, though, right or wrong, as anti-Catholic for a very long time, going back to her days as Attorney General in California, when she even forced a pro-life pregnancy center, actually centers, to advertise for abortion clinics. Think about that. She attacked the Knights of Columbus and plenty of other things, including judicial nominees who were Catholic. So, Father, is her anti-Catholic reputation well-deserved? I guess it's an honest question.
Well, it's something that she's going to have to answer herself. And I think ultimately have to face God about that, because it really comes across that way. Donald Trump is heavily advocating for Catholics at the Al Smith dinner. He said, Catholics, you got to vote for me. I'm their Catholic choice. And in a way, he is, although he's been criticized for not being a morally upright person. He was at least willing to come to the table. And I think that is a good sign. Whenever people just refuse to even be there at the table, whether they participate in the meal or not, just showing up, that really is a Catholic thing.
So, John, a bigger picture is the anti-religious sentiment of the Democratic Party now and the danger that poses to the First Amendment's freedom of religion. We're kind of running out of time, but I want you to answer that if you could.
Absolutely. Let's go to the very basics. The Democrat Party platform doesn't even have the word God mentioned in it. All right. So for Catholics, it's almost like a no-brainer. Who are you going to vote for? Trump is sincere. Trump is authentic. We're going to be with him tomorrow night. He's doing another meeting in North Carolina for faith leaders. Trump is trying to get our vote. He's honest. He's authentic. I do think, though, that if Kamala knew that Father Leo was going to cook at the meal next time, she might have showed up. So maybe that's an improvement for next year's Al Smith dinner. But, we see it, we get it, and Catholics are fired up.
Father Leo, you have a well-known reputation for food, of being a foodie, and you deserve it, and it's good stuff. And We appreciate everything you do. Where are you going to be today with your truck?
Well, I'm actually going to be in the New York area in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and then I'm going to be in Manhattan at St. Patrick's for the 12 o'clock Mass. I'm celebrating it. And my food truck will be there serving up some tasty treats. And guess what? Everyone is invited to come, and I'm not checking Holy Communion cards either. So come on down to St. Patrick's at noon on Monday.
Father Leo, thanks. John Yep, thank you. Talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.